Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Okay, so here's the scoop. I know I said I was going to come in at 7, but I wanted to give you guys an update now because we have a reception a little bit later and I'm going to be tied up. So I figured since it's roughly around 8:30, 9 o'clock, I figured I can kind of do a little bit of an update for everybody on what happened today. There was so much knowledge today. So it's actually so much that I don't even know I can go through in a full Facebook Live. But definitely if you guys are liking and following me, I will be kind of doing some little tidbits on my Facebook page to let you guys know, just like, because today we actually found out about the top 12 to 20 herbs and spices that are good with your overall health and help to reduce blood pressure and help with high cholesterol. And so it was just amazing just to listen to all of this. So, but it's too much to cover in one Facebook Live session. So I am not going to hold you guys as long as I said, because we do have a reception later on, but I wanted to come in because just to kind of give you a little bit of an update. So I'm going to get into the nitty gritty, just so you guys can know. So if you come in, just let me know, kindly leave a comment. Just let me know if you're on the Facebook Live post, but I just want to go ahead and get started so we can cover some tidbits. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter than last night's, but a lot of the information was just so much that I can't, like I said, I can't do it in one Facebook Live. But so here we go. So everyone knows me by now. If you guys are on my page, I am Dr. Tamika Peach, your favorite board certified pediatrician, author, speaker, mother, and media consultant. And I help moms, parents, and caregivers like you keep your children all healthy and natural, all healthy and happy, all natural without the use of traditional medicine through my courses, through my books, through my teachings, through my Facebook Lives. That's what I'm here for. So the other thing too, I help to bring balance to the family because, you know, healthy children leads to happy moms, but having that strong foundation where everyone is healthy and they're living a happy life, it also sets the mood. It just sets and helps the whole foundation of the family just run smoothly. So that's what I'm here to do, help to bring balance. So let's get into it. So one of the things we talked about, I know a lot of things I talked about the other day was talking about more of a plant-based diet, and how it's good, but you want to kind of monitor your protein intake. But you want protein, so that's good. So we had a lecturer talk about, you know, cows. And so the one thing we talked about how cows was leading to like the greenhouse effect on the last Facebook. But one thing was he was talking about how, you know, you always hear about grass-fed cows. So you want to get grass-fed cows because grass-fed beef, but you want to make sure you get grass-fed beef. And that's the thing, you know, what you're seeing in the grocery stores, you don't know if it's always grass-fed beef or the farm that it came from, if it was truly grass-fed cows, because they may say grass-fed cows, but they may not actually be on an all-natural grass diet, or taking in mother's milk from birth. So here's the one thing. If you're looking for a grass-fed beef only, you want a cow that has only ever consumed mother's milk or just basically the green growth or anything from the ground, you know, because a lot of things that we found out today in lecture is sometimes they feed them grains that have been processed. And when they go through processing, it's just like eating processed foods, and it's fed to the cows. And if it fed to the cows and we ingest the cows, then it's really not grass-fed beef, right? So you definitely want to make sure that the farm that they're getting these cows from are actually truly grass-fed beef only. So grass-fed beef meaning that they've only consumed mother's milk or the green grass from the ground or any type of hay. Anything else where they're feeding them some type of meal or something else that they processed and they're giving it to them, that's not grass-fed. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. So you want someone who does holistic farming, because the holistic farmers are the one that has that good soil, and the animals are going to be fed grass-fed. So that's really, really important. And it makes a difference because these cows that are actually grass-fed, the bacteria is different in their gut. The beef is going to be different. And one reason the beef is going to be different is we're looking for those omegas from those proper plant food sources. So the omega-3s or omega-6s, which are good fatty acids are going to be much better in those grass-fed cows. So that's something very important. So you definitely want to say, okay, well, is this truly grass-fed? And I know you don't want to go up into the store and ask and seem all crazy and like, okay, try to talk to the manager. Where did you get your beef? But I mean, it kind of makes you think, like, really, where are they? Just because they say grass-fed or organic beef or grass-fed beef, you just want to make sure that the farmers are actually feeding them like either mother's milk from birth or the ground from hay or grass, because that's important. Now, and it's crazy because we still have people that eat a lot of beef. And so for those that don't want to be vegetarians and want alternate sources of protein, I'm not saying just totally take out beef, but you know, beef is good, but you want a good source from where your beef comes from, and because it's really going to affect your overall nutrition. So the big amino acid that you get from plants and beef is called linolenic acid. Okay. And that's needed for like amino acid production. It's really important for all the macronutrients that you need for your body. So you want to make sure that you're getting good quality beef and good quality vegetables and legumes and quality products, because if not, what you're feeding your body is processed and it's not real and it's not authentic, and you don't want that. So we talked about that. The other thing that we talked about too, we talked about diabetes and protein intake, and talked about diabetes prevention. So did you know that 86 million adults have pre-diabetes and 90% are unaware? And just by changing your lifestyle and reducing the diabetes risk, it can actually decrease your diabetes by up to 60%. Now, here's the thing. Now, these are just adults. Now, we know about the childhood obesity epidemic. So to find the statistics in the childhood obesity epidemic with those children that are pre-diabetic, it's probably astonishing, because these are just adults, you know. So there's numerous ways that you can find out if you have diabetes. You know, of course, go to your doctor, get testing, fasting glucose levels, and you look at multiple factors too as well. Now, research suggests that sometimes too much protein intake or higher animal protein intake can actually increase your risk of diabetes. So you're just like, okay, you tell me protein is good, but then now you're telling me you don't want too much protein, right? Everything in moderation. So they actually gave recommendations that a male should get about 88 grams per day of protein, and a female should get 67 grams a day per protein of a recommended dietary intake. And I apologize, we don't have statistics for the children, because this is a general overall conference, not only geared to kids, but it's also geared to like adults, men and women and things as such too. And so, but just knowing that kind of makes you realize, okay, well, how much protein should we be giving our children? And I promise I'm going to look that up and get back with you on that. So no worries, we're going to figure that one out. But you want to decrease, I think the main thing is you want to decrease your amount of animal protein, and you want to increase your amount of plant protein. Because plant protein, you can get protein through plants, and that's going to be a lot healthier. Hey, Dr. Candrace, America's favorite dermatologist. How are you, honey? So you definitely want to decrease your risk, and you want a good protein source. So if you have to, you always want to do everything in moderation. So we talked about that. So definitely do meat or animal protein or any type of animal protein in lower moderation, because the plant protein, your body's going to digest a little bit better too as well. And then when you're taking in plant protein, you're knowing what you're buying pretty much. A little bit today. It's been a lot though. The information I see, Dr. Candace. Yeah, thank you. It's just everything been so informative. I really enjoyed myself at the conference. I'm just learning so much. So I'm like, my brain is on volume overload, but no, thank you. But, so getting back, you want to decrease the amount of animal protein that you're taking in, and definitely increase more plant protein, because think about it, your body's going to digest more with the plant protein better, and then you're knowing what you're getting when you're buying those green leafy vegetables and those legumes and things and such, rather than if you're going to a grocery store and unless you've researched an actual farm that does holistic farming, you're not really sure what you're getting as far as the beef, as far as the animal protein. So, and they talked about how you want a low carb, high protein, and you know what studies show is it leads to weight loss, it leads to less weight gain, improved lipid profile, and lower blood pressure. And then you get better insulin sensitivity. So what that does in gain in all itself, it leads to a reduction in cardiovascular heart disease, which could lead to strokes. It could lead to heart attacks. It leads to decreased diabetes and type 2. It leads to decreased cancers. And basically, overall, your optimal health is improved and it decreases your mortality rate. Now, they talked about yogurt. Now, I thought we all know about yogurt. Yogurt is great because it has probiotics and everything else. So yogurt consumption actually decreases your risk of type 2 diabetes due to the probiotics in the gut. So that's really, really important. So these are just some of the little tidbits. So adding like a yogurt a day is what you want to do. I mean, definitely you want to add like a yogurt a day. So then they went into basically, all these healing spices. And honestly, with the healing spices, I would love to go into it, but there's so much, and I'll probably be on Facebook Live for almost 2 hours. But what I'm going to do is definitely make sure that you guys like and follow me, and you're on my professional page at www.facebook.com/DRTAMIKAPEDS, and I will be definitely giving little tidbits about the different spices that you need to incorporate into your diet that is not going to give you not only going to give you optimal health, but is also going to help with blood pressure, help with decrease the chance of your child getting diabetes, and then also help you with high cholesterol and just to be more energized and feel better, and give you those micronutrients and those vitamins that you need just by adding spices to your dinner and your lunch and your breakfast. I mean, who would have known, right? So yeah, so just fabulous. I'm just super uber excited. So I am going to get off. And I just wanted to kind of run and talk to you guys real quick. I'm about to go to this reception, but I didn't want to let you all kind of like, I wanted to give you an update on what was going on. So I thank all of you all, my followers. Thank you all for sharing. Remember to share this vid. Always, this information that I'm giving over the last 2 days, and even though I do children's health, this information is actually for not only children, but it's also for the parents and caregivers. So it's just fantastic information that I'm giving. So make sure you definitely share to any friends or loved ones or neighbors or anybody that you know my vid. So I am going to get off. I hope you guys have a fabulous night. And once again, it is your go-to pediatrician. I am your favorite board certified pediatrician, Dr. Tamika Peds. I help moms, parents, and caregivers like you keep your children happy and healthy, all naturally without the use of traditional medicine, bringing balance to that family, bringing that foundation back together, and keeping that optimal health within that unit strong with your family. So healthy children lead to happy moms. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Be blessed.